Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my here to help you find your next perfect car. Today we're here at Sepang International Circuit for this all-new Lexus NX. The all-new generation Lexus NX is now longer, wider and sleeker than before, yet it still retains the familiar proportions as seen in the previous generation NX. This one here is the range-topping F-Sport model, as denoted by the spindle grille, the sharper front and rear bumpers, the large 20-inch alloys as well as the black trimmings on the side mirror caps and roof rails. Now, Lexus told me that they have changed the chrome touches on the front section of the NX into now gloss black trim to give this NX a sportier, more youthful look that suits the NX profile. Over here, you get slim triple LED headlamps, which are also adaptive, and you get the daytime running lights integrated within the headlamp clusters instead of split in the previous generation. Over to the rear, you get more distinct look of this new generation NX. First up is the light bar cluster for the tail lamps, which also lights up when you apply the brakes. Now over here, you no longer get the L emblem of the Lexus, you now get it lettering spelled out. And this one here is the NX 350 all-wheel drive variant as denoted there. Power tailgate standard across the range. There's extra space right underneath here if you need to put more stuff. Now let's check out the interior. Something that is extremely cool in this new generation NX is the E-Latch system. So how it works is that there's a button within the door handles for you to press and unlatch the doors. So what this helps is that it makes unlatching the doors extremely effortless. Basically, you can have your pinky finger. Yeah, that's how effortless it is to unlatch the doors of the new generation NX. And from the inside, to open up the doors, you now have a push button right here. So once you press it, it just unlatches automatically. Let me demonstrate. Yeah, basically you just press the button and just push it open. It's so effortless. And don't worry, there's also a mechanical fail-safe if, you know, some of the electronics fails, but it's a Lexus, it never fails. You pull this twice. Yeah, awesome. Stepping inside, and immediately my first impression was, how is this a Lexus? It's so high-tech, so modern, and it's just a world of a difference compared to the previous generation Lexuses. First up, you get a massive 14-inch touchscreen infotainment system that supports wireless Apple CarPlay, and it also comes with Android Auto. You no longer have that Lexus trackpad thing where it's sometimes quite difficult to use, and this one is just entirely touchscreen. And yeah, it also comes with your voice command system, so you can just say, "Hey Lexus,
what do you want to do?
I am hot."
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 19.5.
How awesome is that? Next up, you have a new generation steering wheel that now supports kind of touch haptic feedback, but you still have to physically depress the buttons. So on the right side here controls all your screens display the information, as well as your head-up display settings, as well as your level 2 ADAS systems. I think this is very nice. What I particularly like are the pedal shifters. It looks extremely sporty. Over here, the instrument clusters are now fully digital. Everything is just so crisp, very clear. Over to the center, the climate control is something worth noting, because once you adjust the temperature controls over here, yeah, there's a little bit of a colored background on the display. I think it is quite nice, quite cool. Over here to the center, you now get a wireless charging tray, 2 cup holders, center armrest that opens on both sides for you and your passengers. And over here is where you get a very minimalistic gear lever as well as your parking controls. So here is now an electronic gear selector. You kind of push up for reverse, push down for D, pull down for manual. You get your auto hold parking brake system as well as your auto start stop all here. In the previous generation of Lexus, you have your drive mode selector right here on top of the dashboard, but now it's positioned right here. I think this is a much more intuitive place to have. I particularly love these seats. They're not just supportive, they're also very cool looking with the red dual tone finish, as well as this F-Sport emblem embroidery right here. Imagine when you take a selfie. Yeah, it's quite cool, right? Having this F-Sport here. Now let's check out the rear seats. How easy is that? Seated in the back seats of the NX, I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position, and I'm 175 cm tall. I have about 2 tennis balls worth of knee room. Headroom is plenty. Space in the footwell, no complaints at all. The center tunnel hump is not too intrusive either, so the center passenger will have a very comfortable sitting position. Amenities in here include 2 back pockets, rear air vents, 2 USB charging ports, but they are the Type-C variants, so it supports fast charge. Center armrest with 2 cup holders, and something extremely cool is that you also get central lock and unlocking buttons on all seats. There's also reclining function for the rear bench, as well as, I forgot to mention my favorite feature inside of this NX, which is 64 color ambient lighting. You can play around with all the colors and just create such a beautiful mood when you're inside the NX. Alright, so now we're taking out the all-new Lexus NX 350 F-Sport variant out on Sepang Circuit. This is not like a full-on, full-blast driving very quickly. This is just an experiential experience to see what is the performance and capabilities like the driving experience of this all-new NX. The NX 350 is powered by an all-new 2.4 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine pushing out 270 horsepower and 430 Nm of torque, that's right, paired to an 8-speed direct shift automatic transmission. And I have to say, immediate impressions is that power delivery is supremely linear, extra creamy. It's nothing like a shove in your back. Let's say this is turn 9. I power out. It's very linear, it's very gradual. I don't get that kickback from the engine. Wonderful. And next up, this is now riding on the all-new GAK platform. And we all know how Toyota and Lexus platforms are supremely capable. Body control is very well maintained. This is a long sweeping band, and I'm going to throw it in. Very well sorted, very controlled. And the steering input, it's unlike the previous generation NX. It really is unlike the previous generation NX. And just on driving experience alone, even though this menu would compare it against the class of the BMW X1, Mercedes-Benz GLA, Volvo XC40, but this NX is on a class of its own in terms of refinement, perceived quality, premiumness, the entire driving experience. This is how a premium car should feel like. It also comes with adaptive suspension, so according to the different drive modes that you are in, it will just adjust the damping settings. So the first lap I was in normal. Now let's dial it all the way up to Sport Plus mode. First up, you'll notice that the dials on the instrument cluster changes into like a kind of supercar strip kind of tachometer instead of the roundo dials. And the car is a whole lot more well sorted. There's a short little slalom here. Body control is so much better maintained compared to when you're in normal mode, comfort mode, and even in sport mode. Sport Plus is where you want to be at if you plan to be a little bit more aggressive in your driving. The smoothness of the powertrain, I can't stop praising it. It just allows you to make very fine movements with your throttle input when you're coming out of corners, when you're entering into a corner, when you're mid-corner. Very fine movements the car is able to comply to you because it's very responsive, it's very linear, and it's very smooth. If you ask me, this feels like a very, very powerful, naturally aspirated engine. And the seats are super supportive, very comfortable. Look, side bolsters, June. Now, let's give it a full bean. You feel all 430 Newton meters of torque. Car sounds pretty great. 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, and we apply gently on the brakes. Brakes as well, super linear, super strong stopping force. I could do this all day.
I could do this all day.
Now let's do a little bit talking on the suspension damping. There's a little bit of curbs. I'm going to try to ride it. This car is running on 20-inch alloys, and when you ride the curb, it doesn't unsettle the car at all. Yes, you do feel a little bit of the bumpiness, but it doesn't unsettle the car at all. Okay, there's another one. Let me ride the curb again. Felt like nothing. Felt like nothing. And that was in normal mode. Let me try to dial it all the way up to Sport Plus mode and see how it feels riding on the curb. Okay, let's go a little bit wider here. Felt like nothing. Felt like nothing. How, Lexus, can you make a car that is so capable in terms of handling, yet still rides so plush? Yeah, this is by far my favorite premium brand. So there you have it, guys, our first impression of the all-new generation Lexus NX 350 F-Sport all-wheel drive variant. Now personally, I find that this is now a proper premium product, comes with all the necessary features to give it that prestigious feel. It's also extremely refined, comfortable, and very, very capable dynamically. In other cars of this category, they just don't come close in terms of offering the full premium package as this NX is able to offer. If you're in the market for something that is extremely refined, serene driving experience, as well as a very dynamically capable SUV, this NX should be right up there at the top of your list. Yes, I understand the price of this NX is now positioned much higher than before, but it is entirely up to you depending on what you want and what you need, whether this NX suits your driving needs. So let me know in the comment section below what do you think of this all-new generation NX. And as always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.